And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here from the Intel Esports Arena, and it is indeed time for the grand finals now of the IEM Oakland North American Qualifiers. It's come down to this. It's OpTic, a team of all Europeans, going up against the Renegades, a team of Australians, North Americans, and other nationalities as well. It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, there's Naf, right? He's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm super excited. You know, bringing up this energy here, going into the grand finals. Stuff's huge. I think making this tournament would be a big step for either team, right? Renegades always trying to show that they're a consistent top team, and OpTic just coming together recently, wanting to justify that big paycheck.
It's also just been a really long time since Renegades have had like a really good chance like Tier 1 LAN as well. I think they did get to play at Malmo, but they had like a pretty short stint there. Because they upset to go to Malmo, if I remember correctly, against Liquid. The qualifiers for that one, because I remember casting that, but you know they didn't really have a great chance there, and now they kind of are hunting for another one here, because they're not like they don't get like invites or anything like that based off reputation. So that's like a big part of the issue with that team, because they're kind of in that Tier 2 area where they don't find themselves getting a lot of invites. They have to earn them, and you know they often end up in the finals here, but sometimes fall a little bit short. We'll see if that'll be the case today, or if they can upset again here against OpTic now. But Magisk will start it off after OpTic get control of the site. We see Nav diving in for one trade here, still alive too. Nifty finds himself confused in the open of the tree room, and that leaves only Naf alive. But look at this, it's lambs to the slaughter for Naf right now. Brings it down to a 1v2. He does have a kit, but ultimately he falls to Mixwell, giving the pistol to OpTic.
That was interesting. Nifty looking right at his teammate. That is so weird looking back on it. However, I want to go back to your point about being like a top team to get invited.
Yeah.
I think you know that writer Stu Chu? I don't even know him.
Stu. Yeah.
I think you just gave him basically an article outline with that breakdown you just went through in that round. I'm not going to re-break it down. Oh. Maybe he can do it.
Hit him up.
OpTic going with 5 rifles. How often do you see this?
Not very often, although sometimes when teams know that they're going to take advantage, they go right for that. And Magisk, well, there's the first one. Did you realize there was more? Yeah, he's expecting it. He gets their players pushing back out. He still actually does catch one kill, but it's at very long range. Now looks for another pickup, too. He's going to be able to move in, take down JKS. Once again, it's Naf left alone in a 1v4. Not the best odds. He will be up on the A site, so may find himself in contention against the push from OpTic. But ultimately, OpTic should be able to take him down pretty easily, and that will secure their second.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do like a highway pop flash strat against a team like OpTic, who's definitely seen it before. Right, like that's one of the sucky things with like just having demos available everywhere in every game casted, right? Because if you eco somebody somewhere with a cool strat, you know, a team that has, you know, an analyst, a coach, and just a general hunger to win, they might be watching demos too. You know, it's not going to be as useful anymore. Right, because we saw him as soon as he gets the first kill, he hides by the white box. Right. It's like, brother, watch out, watch out.
Really smart play there. And now, well, OpTic just have to look to clean up here on the full eco round from the Renegades, as they've all decided to stack towards the A site. Even spot one of the players from OpTic a little bit early on here, but they will fall back outside and begin to work their way over towards B. Now, pretty much probably knowing that there is a full 5-man stack on A, and it's just a matter of getting out of the way of it.
How did they know?
Magic.
But how did he, so he saw 5 people but didn't take a point or get a point of damage? I didn't see what he saw.
Well, someone had to have peeked at
I heard a P250.
Yeah, someone shot a P250 inside of A main. So I assume someone peeked A main. Maybe he didn't see 5 of them, but he saw like 2 or 3 of them, and just assumed they were going to gamble stack. Made the proper read on that. Maybe they didn't know it was an open site, but they're still doing some damage here. In fact, they have the man advantage right now. What is happening? It's down to HS in a 1v3. He does have a good lineup here, so Renegades need to be a little bit more tactical if they want to look for the clutch. HS also still at full HP. He also has a smoke and a molly, although with the pace that things are going on, not going to be left with an opportunity to use that necessarily. Molly goes onto the bomb just in case he dies here, which now, we're going to see JKS try to go up there, but he doesn't have a kit, so his best hope is going to be to pick up the AK, run out of there, as OpTic did manage to clutch this out, but still taking way more damage than even they probably expected to take there, as the Renegades were able to knock out the entire OpTic roster, forcing a full rebuy going into this gun round.
Yeah, I mean, that round could have even been won, too, if Ustila just waited, right? Because JKS had the MAC-10.
Yep.
Right, so that's on both of them, too, right? So JKS knows that Ustila has a rifle. He also knows that he has a MAC-10. He's like, hey, man, just bait me. I'm going to jump out. I have a faster moving ability because I'm MAC-10. Do you have a better gun?
So into the first gun round we go. And it's just going to be default setups for both teams, really. It's a bit of a heavy in mid for Renegades, but the focus on it is justified, mainly because of what we've been seeing from OpTic earlier on in these past couple of rounds here, as they've had a pretty heavy focus on mid. This time that's not necessarily going to be the case, however, as they will push over towards the B site. That'll be the only area of the map they're going to be pushing into. Majisk is waiting outside of A, right up on the squeaky hallway approach, but he's solo there, so he's probably just going to be late lurk, pushing into the site to cut off some rotates or catching anyone that may be a little bit too aggressive going through in mid. Well, in they go, out onto the site. No kills just yet. And there's a great pop flash that comes out from Naf himself. He's able to now line up 1 and 2. Got traded by HS, so he lost his teammate there, and now he himself also ends up going down to HS. Majisk now joining the party here at the B-bomb site will help to contribute out as he goes in, gets a double kill, knocking out Ustillo and AZR, leaving only Nifty alive here. And he will have to fall back to save that up. Giving the round to OpTic again.
That was really interesting. Really good play by Naf. Fell apart really quickly there with the guys taking 2 individual 1v1s coming out of vent. Alright, like how often do you see a Galil player get 2 kills against rifles and stay with 72 health? Probably not very often.
You see it very often when it's Majisk, apparently, but
he's not a Galil player. He's a Krieg player, right? I'll never forget that.
He's just
that gun's actually insane, to be honest. Like the spray pattern isn't even that bad.
The Galil? Or?
The Krieg.
Oh, yeah.
SG 552 or something.
Yeah. Some people were using it for a while.
Well, yeah, that's why I said Krieg. They called him. He changed his name in game to like Krieg Boy.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like KREIG or something. KRIEG. Whatever.
We do have a pause. I highly doubt it's tactical. This is a little bit early for that.
It's a tilt pause. Like who would be tactical right now?
It could be technical. It could be someone's team speaker or whatever.
So it could be Mixwell, right? 'Cause he hasn't bought yet.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Aren't they all?
And
no, he's there.
So it must have been.
It's probably tac, to be honest, or technical. Excuse me.
It might have even been OpTic discussing what Renegade's money was, because they know Nifty saved an op, right?
Yeah. Maybe try to figure out if they could fully buy here or not, because they did get a pretty decent buy, like all things considered. 2 umps, granted, but everybody has full utility, and they have that op still. We'll never know. It's a shame. But we will see Alu knowing where Naf pushes out from, as he's going to be able to line up that shot, taking him down nice and early in the round, giving OpTic the advantage to start it off once again.
I feel like Alu is really hitting his stride in terms of consistency these last maybe like 2 weeks, because that was like one of the things that people would knock him for, is like, that kind of like Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Just as you say that.
Yeah, right? Like, this is like perfect timing, right? Because people would call him Bot Alu or God Alu.
He's really hitting his consistency and dies the falling damage.
I still stand by what I said. Like, yeah, like he could die from falling, but he's been
I think he realized what he did there. Like, after he jumped off, he's like, oh, wait, I don't have enough health for this. So Freiburg, he's going to be able to move in and mix while he'll hit the entry there. Freiburg, got to be a little bit careful around that Molotov, however. He just barely survives it with 5 HP. Now just Nifty and JKS left alive. They don't look like they're really going for the retake. Let's see. Yeah, they'll split over towards B, so they're falling back. Highly doubt we were going to see that. And OpTic comes out on top again. 5-0 to start off here. Both gun rounds going in their way so far. Yeah, they're not even moving out to hunt right now. As their money's still a little bit peculiar, or a little bit light, I guess would be the better term to use for OpTic at the moment. You can see about 3K for the higher-up players, and then 2-ish for the others. Obviously, some are going to be a little bit lower than others due to the op purchases, but everybody should survive this since they're not hunting down members of the Renegades, and the Renegades are not being aggressive by any means of the word at all. So all 6 of the currently alive players should stay that way going into the next round.
It's kind of that balancing act that you're always trying to play, right? Like, as CTs, you don't want to show them that you're saving right away, because if they know that, then they have a better chance of finding you. Also, right there, it could have been argued that Freiburg could go search for one of them because he was low already, and they would have, even if he died, they would have had 3, but that's only if you knew exactly where they were, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the spam from Freiburg early on as he looks for anybody that went in and tried to jump out of C there. won't be too successful with that attempt. A lot of them actually looking for early shots in the mid there, but no one managing to hit much here. So it is going to become relatively quiet, as now Renegades have also pushed inside of A main. You have Yastillo sitting here, and he has Nifty to support him if need be, but Nifty's not going to be sticking around for very long. He will probably fall back over towards Toxic Barrels, as now we have OpTic going off the mid, executing this nice little smoke wall. This is a clean push into the vents if they want to do that. And they might just decide to go for it here, but it's not all kosher inside of that site. Deal was sitting in the backside. He lines up 2. He's only able to get 1, however, as Freiburg will trade that on a moment later. Now the rest of OpTic trying to get ready to push up to this site. JKS holds the line, and Hazard tries to dive in there. He goes down. The good news is there was a flashbang assist that came in from heaven, so that does let JKS go out. The trades are still rolling in for OpTic, though, and that's what's going to kill the Renegades here if they're not careful. Now it's a 2v1. Yastillo, the last man standing here for the CT side. He's going to swing in quickly through Generator, but Alu is ready to take that shot, redeeming himself in the last round. And closing out on this one, 6-0.
See how consistent he is? He got 3 kills.
Yeah, now he is.
I couldn't let that one die. I had to prove.
Well, now you've said it.
Well,
so
I've been wanting to say it for so long. Like, I wanted to give him the praise, and of course, I picked the worst round of the entire day.
You heard it here first,
right?
Alu most consistent.
Or maybe I saw it happening. I saw him get legged. I saw the molly come, and I was like, I'm gonna call him consistent right now.
This is good comedic timing. I'm gonna say this now.
The easiest way to get a Reddit thread is to be wrong.
that would be maximum karma right there. Just title the post, Alu most consistent, and then just have
Alu,
that happen.
God,
yeah.
Alu personified live on stream.
Oh,
AZR gets that random headshot on a Freiburg.
That was scary right there. You see, he just came out of nowhere.
Azer?
Surprise. Wait, what?
Aza?
Oh, I guess. See, now that one's just confusing. Azer. Because
sounds like a nasally guy.
Awesome. I think it's actually hold on very well here. They managed to fend themselves off and finally pick up a round. Azer, because Azza is just Azer with an Australian accent. But what is Azer? That's like Azer with a really
long A.
I don't know what that evolves to. Yeah, I guess phonetically you're correct. But anyway.
Nafly's been killing it at B. I think he brings a lot of stability to the roster.
Wasn't the best start though. He did have that really awkward phase where he was doing really poorly when he first went on the team. I
think you're thinking of Jay's Walkings, right?
No, it was Naf too. Because just going off of the LAN performances that they had, because they played at E-League recently with Naf.
Really? He didn't do too well?
No, because they played against. I'm trying to remember the stats off of my head right now. They played against FaZe, and he did...
Oh, I mean, FaZe.
Well, no, they played FaZe and G2, which is, obviously rough competition right there. If I remember correctly, against G2, he was the best on the team in terms of ADR, but it was only, 70 ADR. So the whole team did pretty poorly against them. See him going down here to another European. There's Alu. The points colliding here. Yeah. JKS with a nice response, however. He's going to look for 3. Freiburg will stop him in his tracks at 2. Now, rotation's coming back in. Nifty, just a little bit late there on the timing shot. And he does have a hole in the smoke to try and abuse here. But he missed his chance. They will not be crossing out at that again. He'll just flash right in, though, and there we go. Takes down Magisk and a second here. And not only that, but Yastillo took down Freiburg instead of Checkers, so that's the end of the round. Nifty, beautifully done, just dominates that tree room entry point.
Nifty is one of those players that just make every kill look so good. I don't know why. Every time I see him opping, it just looks so buttery, so nifty.
Nice
Didn't
word.
That just looks so quick, the way he flicked onto the guy on site.
Really smooth.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing. But yeah, to finish my point, he did the best team in terms of ADR against G2. This is Math that we're talking about. But the whole team did pretty poorly against G2. And then on FaZe, I think he was the second or third worst on the team. And that was actually a closer match if I recall correctly. They only played the one best of 3 versus them. I think they played G2 twice.
Alu's still loading out the Tech 9.
Yeah. Well, there's always gonna be slow learners, you know.
Or he's one of those guys who's trying to be all edgy. Right? He's yeah.
I'm against the grain.
I like these bands, but you guys have never heard of these bands. Right? He's
it's just anti-establishment, clearly. It's a sign of rebellion. It's still some uses. If you can get close enough, it's still a pretty powerful gun. But so is the CZ. That's the problem.
And the Zeus.
Yeah, nah, ready to take this fight in checkers this time. Goes 1 for 1. Knocking out Mixwell, but HS will be the one that eliminates him. And JKS, unfortunately, does not give himself a whole lot of room to work with. Still trades 1 for 1 at least. And remember, OpTic are kind of on a force buy here, so they're not working with the best guns themselves. This is still good for the Renegades. They even have two mollies to retake this site with. One gets wasted, the other one lands. However, they go in. Ustillo predicting the shot from the corner. They don't suspect. Oh my god, Ustillo! The jumping 180 spin around to correct that and get the second kill. And then Magisboy, well, he does trade, unfortunately. Oh, wait, no, he gets this lined up. But Azza just barely survives that and is able to take him down. That was a nice lineup from Magisk, just not enough to get the double kill. And the Renegades do come out on top.
Dang, that was super close. And you know what was funny? It was the whiff from the Tech 9. Right?
What a shame.
That was the 180 jump where he got shot in the back like 6 times and didn't die. Welp.
Well, now he knows.
How's that unknown band going for you right now?
Someone let me know if he switches to CZ on the next map. Just keep
Watch
an eye
him
on
disconnect at halftime.
Just quickly reconnects back in. The other gun. Anyway. OpTic just on. It's a deco round. I love these. We'll see if they can have any fun this time. So they're going to be spreading their players out, playing into a default. A few players do have armor to work with, which means they can get a little bit more aggressive instead of kind of hugging the cover spots. And look at this. Ooh. Did Azzer see Magisk is the question.
He saw him.
He's going to try to peek out against it. Magisk is still ready to take the duel at this point. Brings him down low, but Azzer ends up coming out on top. Duel here, but Mixwell let's move back into trade very quickly. Nifty able to kill the mid player. That's Alu now down on the ground. Ustillo's still really the lone defender here. Yeah, that's a good flash over the top. Stunts most of the growth here for OpTic in terms of taking control of the site, and now they're down there just 1 on the USP. It'll be Ustillo that closes it out as the Renegades sit just 2 away now from tying this up at 6-all.
Renegades have been in like comeback mode the way they play matches. I remember last season of. Or not last season, but last week of ESL Pro League, they came. Didn't they come from behind against OpTic twice in a row? Yeah, it was on Cash they came back on, and then Train they came back on as well. But they didn't finish it out on Train. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's probably correct. Having trouble remembering it. Just going to assume you're correct. Trust in your memory.
I sounded confident, right?
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's the key. That's the key.
That's what she said.
Well, Nifty. It's baited into taking that shot, and it's right into the flashbang, too. A little bit of mind games going on there from OpTic early on. Push those CTs back. Smoke does come out. I don't think it's going to block too much off those. They should still be able to go past that. Actually, it does look like it blocks pretty much most of that hallway, so they have to flash past it. Won't be anyone defending it anyway, as regardless the pressure. Just that fake little flash out there from OpTic's side a few moments beforehand was able to push Renegades back, and it's Alu this time that sinks the shot first. Able to find Nifty on just a little pixel peek out from the box there. But just going in, spotted an opponent there in the corner, but it was a dead man, so a little bit itchy on the trigger finger. He's still though. Nobody checks that top spot, so we do see him getting a kill. But HS also trades onto Azza, taking him out of the fight.
Yeah, that Molotov is actually pretty big here.
That's the boost.
Stop doing that. That's
I'm not a fan of this boost either. It almost never actually does anything.
It's like, hi, we're both here.
Yeah, and it like gives away it's more acceptable now because there's 4 people left alive. But like if it was a 2v2 or something like that, then that's where it's like no. Anyway, Naf moves in. Him and Ustillo both get kills, and now it is a 2v3 actually. As we can see, Mixwell holding on. He gets the double, and Magisk cleans up the last player on the site.
How is Mixwell able to get both those kills? That's insane. Mixwell is so good.
He's on point now.
I remember they like took one tournament for like he to get noticed, right? There was like G-bots at
it was It was the Spain tournament that ESL did, the one at like Mobile World Congress 2 years ago.
It was one where they were like voting for maps online, right?
Yeah. So that was like the one that was I kind of like that format because it was like a fun format.
That was the one.
Where people had lives.
Was like should have picked Ova Pass.
No, that was the one before. That was the first one they did. That was the one where the one where Mixwell got noticed was the second version.
Yeah.
The one you're talking about was. All right.
It was Stilo.
The one you're talking about was Gamescom 2015, if I remember correctly. Yeah. That was where the Gobby thing came from.
Oh, the
Yeah.
yeah.
But that was, if I remember correctly, either I think it was February of 2016 was when that tournament was. That was in Spain. But yeah, that was one where the teams had lives. So they each had like 3 lives. So they could lose 3 maps each before they were eliminated.
Oh,
And then the
of
last one standing won. And like like the winner got to pick who they played next or something like that.
Oh yeah, you got to pick who plays next.
Yeah.
So there were these weird alliances, and then I remember Happy got like screwed over.
I know, it was awesome.
Right? And he was like, "It's great that you could be all friends and act like, you know, like." And then at the very end,
It's like Survivor CS:GO edition.
Yeah.
It was really good.
All right, now that we're on task here, we see OpTic getting another round on the board and Renegades saving. So I guess they're prioritizing Nifty on that op. This is kind of reminiscent of Cirque's. I feel like Cirque had an op every single round of CT half, even though they won like 1 gun round that whole half. It's like pretty crazy now that I think back on it.
Renegades do a good job of hunkering themselves down over towards A, however, so they are going to be in a good position to save after this. They'll end up pretty well off. Unfortunately, they don't carry, you know, they get the op out of the round, but, you know, an ump and a FAMAS isn't that great, especially considering the money that everybody else has. If they each had like 3K, it'd be a little bit better, but because they're all sitting at 2K, these takeaways aren't that amazing. It does let them buy back into it with full utility, but the other 2 players are kind of going to be out of luck here. There's not going to be any real good drops for them. We see 1 additional ump coming out for Ustillo, but that's it.
You know what I wish? I wish they would give the op to Nafly right now. Nafly is obviously on, given his scoreline. And
He can work a pretty aggressive op, too.
He's nuts
if he has the confidence with it.
He was the one who helped carry them versus Astralis when they had won E-League. He's like 32 frags in like 6 rounds, and Nifty with the op dies, right? A little too aggressive, doesn't really have a contingency plan. There's no arm, like if JKS was in the door there with him, right? Armor and pistol.
Yeah.
He trades that kill, picks up the op, potentially kills the second guy or moves it, and now the round's dead. Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
should have given it to Naf, clearly.
So,
and look who gets a kill. He still is going to end up going down. It is just Naf over in those B halls that's left alive now. They will basically look to box him in a sunroom. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Crosses into the dead zone. That's where Riley will take the shot, take him down, and secure a 9-4 scoreline in the advantage of OpTic.
You never know why or why not certain things can happen mentally within like team dynamics. But right there, I'm saying if Nafly asked for it, I feel like it should have been given to him. Or, since Nifty's the IGL, he should have just gave it to him, right? That's something that can get a team going, is when you like place like trust into somebody, like, hey, you're going ham, dude, take this gun, right? That can get the team kind of going mentally. Even if it's them not getting the kill. It's weird how it works.
Well, OpTic getting ready to explode out onto A. But Renegades do have the stack here this time. So they've gamble stacked, and it looks like they're going to be in the right spot. We'll see if OpTic catch on to it like they did the last time this happened, however, and are able to properly counter this back out. But at the moment, while actually winning the round is still in the realm of reality, or realm of fantasy, excuse me, a little bit here for Renegades. Doing some decent damage and bringing it down to 2 or maybe even 1 player on OpTic is certainly a possibility. So they're going to get ready to move on to this site. Not really checking for it, so they're not going to send the usual. Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's not really. You don't really. It's odd, right? Because you don't really need to do that because you can just see up there.
I think it's just so you can cut down on the angles, right?
Yeah. But like, we'll talk about more in a second here, as Renegades do actually hold on. Next ball tries to survive, but no, Renegades will upset, and yeah, Naf comes out with a big 3K. Anyway, we got a little focus on that molly there, but it's like, it's weird, right? Because in order to throw that, he had to go into a position where if there was a guy up there, he would have killed him anyway, or would have seen him at least.
Yeah, agreed. It's like you're being so thorough that now it's starting to be detrimental.
Yeah.
All right, does Naf have an op? Naf has an op. Naf goes A with op. 1-3-1. If OpTic recognizes an op at one of the sites and hears all of this mid presence, just watch the reaction.
That last round turns into a very big upset here.
So Nifty probably just shot his op at B. I'm not sure, but I think he did.
Flash is going to hit Naf, though, sending him back into the corner. Can't peek out just yet. He will use the molly in order to get his smoke off quickly onto that corner, though, and try to block off some of this territory.
Oh,
Meanwhile, HS, look at this. They have no idea. He just walks right into the site. Headshots Nifty very quickly. JKS, though, has a pretty good angle instead of vents to trade, but he is in a bit of a delicate spot there. It's very much enemy territory now, so he has to fall back, make sure that he can stay alive for the retake later on. Well, Azur will go down. JKS, like I said, was able to fall back successfully, getting into a good position. Ustillo pushes in from Trium just a tad too early, so he is going to be taken down by Freiburg. And now only 2 remain from the CT side. And there we go. There's the shot through the wall from Naf. Takes down Magist. He's going to look for one more. I think they know Freiburg's in there. Killing Magisk should alert them to the fact that they should expect at least one more player to be either backhauls or instead of checkers here. With the 2v2 ignited, they'll go back in. They were not expecting to find Mixwell out in the open at Generator, though. And now they do know that Freiburg is sitting at T-main, but Mixwell is going to be able to close out from that Generator position anyway and secure a 10th round from OpTic as we end the first half.
So the reason why that guy was Generator, right? So Freiburg was kind of playing the checker in the B main area, and that guy was Generator, right? So nobody's really going to molly out Generator, right? They're either going to molly behind default or triple. And the thing that you're going to get killed from is overcommitting on a certain angle, right? Like, are you going to overcommit your pre-aim towards lower or upper? And it doesn't really matter because Freiburg's going to swing out, right? So as long as you guarantee one of the kills, your buddy in B main will get the other one.
Well, this is the 3rd time today, if I remember correctly, that OpTic have had a 10-5 lead at halftime. So we'll see if they can push past that and take a quick first map here.
On cash, right?
They didn't have, I don't think they had 5-10 on the last series on cash, but they did have the first 2 maps that they played today against Torque were both 5-10 halves. Because they had the cash map and then Train, I think it was the second map of that series. Yeah, so I think it was those 2. And then this one, obviously. So, OpTic continuing their domination, and if they continue like this...
Renegades have a really strong T-half, though, so...
Yeah, their T-half has been one of the big things that's been improving over the last couple of months. As it was... previously, it was like really weak, especially on like more intensive maps. I think now it's started to get a little bit better, especially on maps like Cobblestone.
I think people need to... I'm waiting. I think the next meta shift on cash is going to be CTs are going to get really good at stopping that kind of like 2-man default towards B. Right? Like they basically just got run over at B most rounds at half. Even though Naf and I think it was JKS, like when there was 2 people B, I think it was them 2. Even though they're getting a decent amount of kills, it was just like it's such a hard site to retake if you have experienced post-plant T players.
Well, into the pistol round we go. And it is to a certain degree do or die time for the Renegades here. 13-5 is not going to be an acceptable scoreline if they lose this pistol. So they will want victory here to start things off. And to begin it, well, it's going to be straight into A main, but look who's waiting for them. Most of the OpTic roster. They kept Freiburg on the other side. He's going to quickly rotate over here. 1-1 trade to start off as Mixwell and Nifty trade some blows here. However, Nifty and Azur both pick up kills. Allo tries to evacuate out of the site. Unfortunately, leaves himself in the open for far too long. So it is just Freiburg at the end of the day. And Nifty will close out on him too. Renegades take control early on, and they'll take the pistol.
I was scared. Right? Like, we see them on radar going towards the full stack. I think that Molly won them the round, and also that first kill on site by Azza, right? It looked like he wasn't even on the guy's screen yet, and he just died.
Yeah. Now, OpTic.
That was not a complaint in any way.
OpTic's light buy for the most part. We see a couple armor purchases there, but most players are either full saving the case of Mixwell or just buying the pistol. And it's mainly Magisk and Alu that go more aggressively. Alu, though, the purchase is going to be worth it for him. I think it's a nice little Juan Yeek there against Ustillo to start off the round. And immediately puts it down 5v4. And Renegades are going to keep pushing into mid, too. Alu has pulled out of here, so Renegades will be free to take control after that loss of a player. Now they need to transition this onto a site still, and especially if they go towards B. Well, OpTic are going to be waiting for them, let's just say that.
Oh, this is really rough.
The positions are probably what kills here, too. Mixwell falls back, gets himself to the platform, or he's trying to, it would seem, but he knows he did a little bit of damage to Nifty there, so he's going to go back to the corner, and he goes quiet this time, too. but they shouldn't suspect him to be there unless they got some other form of intel. Magisk gonna go back in, but he whiffs big time here now. Still does some damage, but ultimately the advantage is now gone for OpTic. And these last two are just really not in that much of a position to impact here. Freiburg tries to get something done, but the Renegades do hold on, recovering nicely from what could have been a very volatile situation.
Man, I feel like if they had armor right there, that thing is a whole different story.
So close, but no cigar for the upset there. And now they do have to full save, waiting for their first gun round to come up here.
So that's one thing I am going to legitimately complain here about the pistols. Is like, I feel like if you replay that situation, half of the time his first shot on the guy's center takes him, right? You know, this is a pro player here. He's not going to miss a shot when the guy's not looking at him, right? His aimer was probably on his head. And JKS shows us that the glow is going to spray and he's going to
the USB headshot to start it, or to finish it all off. There you go.
So anyone who tells you that the glow can't spray, watch JKS.
Yeah, really. That's probably the most impressive part of that is it with a Galil. Because Alonders was telling me the Sloth Squadron post when this I'm assuming they fixed it by now, but maybe not. Apparently the Galil was like unintentionally nerfed.
Nerfed?
Yeah, with the most recent patch.
Wow.
I don't know what aspect of it was nerfed, but apparently like there was a bug that like changed some of the values of the Galil accidentally or something like that. They might have fixed it.
Good info.
So yeah, if he did it with that bug, that's very impressive.
I mean, JKS is one of the better players out there, so I'm sure he just did it regardless. Look at this. Everybody congregating around the boost here, and I think there's going to be a huge firefight mid coming up here.
Well, Renegades are ready to take that fight. OpTic, they have actually a lot more utility to use here too. Renegades look like they only have one player going over to mid at the moment. Keeping most of their players inside of checkers for right now. And yeah, Renegades take a pass to mid play and going in. Magisk is not able to hold off against the initial play. He does about half of Nifty's HP, but that's it. And now Freiburg sits pretty much alone. Alu is working on highway, so he's not going to be in the greatest position to support. He goes upper rafters now to try and help out with this. Freiburg gets one, but he's not going to be there for a second. Alu tries to spam in two, but no success for him. And with Ustillo getting that kill, that pretty much secures it. HS and Mixwell not in a position to retake, especially HS. So they're going to be falling back to save, and that will put Renegades one round away from the tie.
Wow, man. That was a great shot by Ustillo, just the 180 headshot on the guy catwalk. That's one reason why you might want to use the M4A1 silencer right there. That could have been a double kill. Could have. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. The words that a champion never says. And it looks like Renegades will be incentivized to chase a little bit here, as they have pretty good money and, you know, might as well kill OpTic so, you know, as to make their money even worse.
He tries to move in there, but HS is ready to take that battle, so we'll shut down Nifty at the very least, dropping another gun, but with the momentum that Renegades have going in their favor, that one gun drop is not going to be a big deal. You can see the money they have. JKS sitting at 10K after the buy. There are some players that are a bit lower, those who are not able to see the screen for whatever reason. Nifty is down at 2,400 right now, but the rest of the team can easily afford one, if not two or three buyouts for themselves. Freiburg starts this off not too well, unfortunately. Getting spammed and hit by the nade. And the same fate for Mixwell, too.
He got mollied. He was trying to hard PK main. I think he got mollied. Yeah. Ustillo threw a molly.
Down to 12 HP after that. And OpTic in general find themselves switching over a lot of players now because of this damage that happens in the middle of the round. Mixwell will take up a position in mid-Z. Alu goes over to watch for Truck on A. They pretty much pull everyone off of the actual A site and decide to play for retake should that become necessary. And instead just choose to keep their players closer to B. Which is a smart move considering not only the buy, but the current movements from the Renegades too.
I love how Alu's just following Mixwell around. Everywhere he goes, 6 is following 0.
It's a support system. Namely, picking up the op when Mixwell eventually dies here. But HS immediately goes down. Ustillo, JKS all hitting their shots. Mixwell through the smoke does get one. And Alu, too, nicely found, is going to be able to take out Ustillo here. No hope just yet. Nav will go in, trading out Alu. Naf, oh, didn't even realize it. He's got a player pushing through, but Naf was allowed the opportunity to trade over to the pistol. So he takes down Magisk, and he swings out very quickly. Still on that P250, takes out Mixel and the dirty spray to top it all off. You gotta love it.
Naf is on one right now.
You gotta love the OpTic spray at the end.
Yeah.
The best part.
Sell out. I have an OpTic spray. Got to get one.
So he's
unpackaged.
He's easily leading the way in kills right now, by the way. Naf, if we can pull that up for a second.
That means he's the best player on the server.
Yes.
That
is correct.
Scientific fact.
So he's 24 and 11. The next highest is JKS at 17, and the highest for OpTic is Alu, I think, at 16. So he's been showing up big time here with the impact, saving Renegades in more than one situation so far in this series.
I think somebody just fluffed a molly.
And
I don't think there's a CT anywhere that would make it relevant that it missed. It looks like that guy's in checker, 0. I don't think he's on the hut, is he?
Well, the re-smoke in Z does let Renegades kind of broil out here, getting themselves into position for the B execute. That also puts a little bit of pressure over here towards White Box, and conversely, the approach to the site, he can see the head there, but he misses the flick, tries to go for it a little bit too quickly.
You know what I always thought would be cool, instead of flashing that angle from middle, right? Because there's not really going to be any play anymore. Just flashing it. Just explode on a B side. This is a really well-timed hit here.
Yeah, Alu's able to trade for 1 kill. The Opper's doing a little bit of damage here. So we see Alu now rounding up a 2nd kill. Losing a lot of teammates. They do keep a man advantage, though, in the post plan. That's what was more important, I think, for them at this point in time. Not only that, but they've got a molly that's going to go right over the top of default spot, but it ends up being a great molly because it stops them from jumping up on top of it while still burning the backside of it. So it just pushes those players back. The flashbang is nearly perfect, too, and now they're both lined right up. We're only going to see one of them claimed by Freiburg, but Alu can come in and finish off the job, taking down Naf, as we do indeed see OpTic coming out on top. They'll just barely be able to maintain their lead as they go 11 to 10 now.
Yeah, that flashbang was potent.
Why is
that?
I've never heard a flashbang described as potent before.
That's a great description, right?
Yeah.
I guess potent. Yeah. Okay. I see why you're laughing.
Just an interesting way to describe it. I'm not trying to make fun of you.
Gosh, you can't even use a word that's. Woo! Isn't potent like used in kind of a inappropriate sense often on the interwebs?
Sometimes.
And that's why it's funny?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was reading that correctly.
Nice little smoke there. It's going to let Mixel peek up on top. And Renegade's pretty much going to go all in on this site in a few moments here, if we are reading this correctly right now.
Oh, man. Oh, this is going to be gross. If they don't molly this, this is going to be gross.
If they do molly, that's going to be gross. Because there's 2 guys burning.
Oh,
they're going to molly it for sure. Oh man. There's going to be anyone left to molly it, that is. Mixel goes out, gets the double. Where's 3? There it is. Takes down Azure. Where's the response? The Opera gets hit, finally gets the kill, but HS comes right out from top side there to be able to trade that. JKS counter trades as he comes in from the vent side, but he's alone. And now has to pull off a 1v3. They're going to give him a lot of room to work with, though. I would have
It's JKS. I wouldn't be peeking.
Yeah. JKS currently trying to figure out how exactly he specifically wants to play this, as he knows that that op is going to be a bit of a tricky situation. Just walk over and pick that up. So he'll go for the long-range check here first. Realizes it's probably pretty safe. There's nobody hugging the corner watching the bomb.
I wish he had a smoke or something.
No, he's nothing. As he wraps around, a little bit greedy here, trying to get the kill, and ultimately he does box himself out of the fight. Freiburg will get the kill there and secure round number 12 for OpTic.
Yeah, that was pretty boring for HS, right? Mixel was just fooning, styling on them. Not really fooning, but, you know, he's just having a good time.
HS is just, I'm back here if you need me. Let me know. Let me know when you get treated. And 3 kills later, finally his opportunity shines. He got to kill that round, right? Pretty sure he did.
Assisted by Mixwell. It was.
I'm just sure. Yeah, he liked that guy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think it was Nifty. And Nifty is also going to be the first to get damaged here in this round. Molly, I think, probably hitting him a little bit, maybe an HG grenade too. And let's see, he'll go over the top in a second. There's that
got spotted.
white box player to deal with, however. He's trying to quickly scope in on it. Coast is clear for now, but oh man, Alu just ends up peeking right into it, so it's an easy shot for Nifty.
Patience is awarded.
Yeah, an easy 5v4 now for the Renegades. Not a lot of movement coming out from the Renegades, though, despite that early kill. They don't try to go flush in for mid-control after they find that frag. So there is still opportunities for OpTic to bring this back. And we're going to see them pushing out now. In fact, towards Sunroom, we might actually get a bit of a battle going here. As you do have JKS.
Oh, he's going to overlook him? Oh, no, he knows. He knows he's here.
They have a two-man setup here, too. Yeah, JKS is going to end up backing out, and it looks like they'll commit to the hit on the other side of the map here since they have that mid-control. They can play up on that highway. And no! In comes Magisk from the backside there, pushing in from A main. He's going to be able to get a kill on Nifty. He's got to be very careful on the way back, though, as that is open territory and potentially open season for Magisk. And it's indeed Naf will be able to take him out. Now Freiburg sits alone on this site. Rotates on the way. Great read to find you still there. And he takes JKS, too. Brings him down very low. Ops aren't even really needed at this point when you look at the HPs left over for the Renegades.
HS is going to clutch this round with nades.
With nades.
He's going to kill a guy with a flash, and he's going to nade, and he's going to molly.
HS will push over. The problem is the door is closed, so he doesn't have to... Oh, no, it is open, excuse me. Thought it was closed for a second there. So he's going to be able to push back up. No molly on it. Nobody really watching it either. Out you go. That one's easy. Two more to go. Mixable jumping inside. They're going to hear that. Oh, that would have been so nice if that hit.
Highway.
They're wasting so much time checking A main here. He should be able to get this kill on Naf. But unfortunately, he doesn't have enough time to go up, kill the guy on highway, and defuse the bomb. So he'll back out. I think they were kind of unaware of the health pools. That might have been the big issue there. So they'll back out, let Renegades take this one, and they'll go up to 11.
Was it just me, or did Freiburg look really on point that round?
Yeah. No, I mean, he spams in, kills one player, and then either through hearing it or getting a call from a teammate, spins around and kills the guy that's pushing him on highway.
Yeah, that was really good.
Actually, I think he just dinked that guy. But still, like, knew it was happening at the very least. So the awareness is really good. Because I think he did die to that highway guy, but he brought him down to like 10 HP.
There's something about certain players that when they're doing well, it makes me feel really good. And Freiburg is one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just that big jolly smile he has. Makes me feel good when he's doing well. Kind of a weird effect. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with it.
Well, on the other side of the equation, we do have JKS who's making a run up to Naf's frag total right now. So he's just hit 20 himself. So both of them trying to fight for that glory there. JKS is very much taken over as kind of the lead impact player over these past few rounds. Naf obviously still contributing, very much so. As we are in a pause, I'm going to assume for OpTic, as they just try to figure out how exactly do we win this situation, how exactly do we get back on top here.
Here we go. This is going to be rough. This is a really cool round to watch from the OpTic perspective, right? 4 umps and an op. How would you even approach calling what to set up here? So I'm pretty interested to see. Two guys walk pushing close mid, unspotted.
They're going to need to be ready, though, as this is probably going to be a quicker boost this time from the Renegades. Usually they've mollied this area below. They don't... Oh, no, they have quite a few mollies, actually, so... They're not going to do it this time, so that leaves it open. Magisk spots them both over the top, calls it out to a teammate. Him and Freiburg will take them both out. Naf will trade out one so far. Looking for another as he spams to the wall, but he's been pushed back into coverage. Sitting behind the shed, or excuse me, sitting behind the garage now. So he's going to have to get out of here and rigor with his teammates as they go for a quick A hit. OpTic will have that counter boost with Alu, though. So he can quickly push back in and try to pinch on these guys, and they still have that other player waiting out on the site. Now, they still are going to have to move Mixwell, though, as he's still sitting way over in checkers, and he has obviously no quick way to get over there. So yeah, they need to call for a quick rotate on him, and he's on the way now towards Truck.
Jeez.
Their defender falls. Alu trades on the flank, though, and picks up another kill, and, more importantly, drops the bomb, leaving it all on Naf here. Wasting a good 5 or so seconds. He can go back into aiming and retrieve the bomb now. That's easy for him. But look, he's going to waste even more time trying to move in here, potentially getting an extra kill. We'll see. Freiburg's waiting behind that shed, but Robert should have been able to hear those footsteps, so calling out the position. It's a good thing he doesn't also peek all the way out into the open here, as that is exactly where Mixwell is waiting. Fake the plant first, try to see if he can get a player into the open. He does indeed do that, and now knows the position of Mixwell, too, even better. The flash will roll back out against him. He is a little bit low, but going up against the op, that shouldn't matter too much. Mixwell does not have a better pistol to play with, only his default. So he's probably going to stick on the op.
You didn't see him?
Wait, really?
No way.
He must have been looking to the left side when he crossed.
I think Naf was crouching. What just happened?
Well, he's going to walk up. He still thinks he's back sight right now, so Naf has this lined up easily.
Man.
Unless he suddenly flicks right. There you go. It's all over. And it's Renegades that take this very important round. There's the spray again. And now we are tied at 12-12 once more.
Ex-teammates, right?
Yeah. And he just dropped the 30 bomb, too. Thanks for pointing that out, Prius.
Thanks. Yeah, 30 bomb. See it? It says 3-0. Why doesn't Nafly have a Renegades icon yet? Is he still trying out? I think we should let him in. That's my vote.
Nah, he's anti-establishment, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He listens to
I'm too cool
bands.
for the logo.
Yeah. If you're anti-establishment, does that mean that you wear the freshest clothes? Or would you
easily.
not wear fresh clothes?
I think that's it's like a Kendrick Lamar thing is what his thing is right now. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
That's one of those
I remember that from the
more acceptable rappers, right? Like
yeah,
it's more like not as frowned upon to enjoy.
Maybe. Yeah.
It doesn't raise eyebrows to say
well,
that you like Kendrick Lamar.
It's all kind of blurred nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a diffuse concept.
Anyway, we do have Renegades getting ready to go out onto the A site here. Triple mollying quad. Running out the entire territory back there. It's not going to leave any room for anyone to surprise them, even though they are in a full save here. Freiburg will trade for that one kill. Maybe another from the highway player. No, Alu does go down before finishing off anyone. Now being the lowest of those guys. Now even tagging his teammate a little bit there. Mixwell, all right. There's one long-range headshot for him. Just 3 more of those. That'll be a nice clutch. Not looking like it'll happen this time, though, as everyone from the Renegades does get back to a pretty safe position.
Oh.
I say that as JKS jumps up there.
Not worth the peak.
I mean, he's only got a USP, so.
You just don't want to allow him to get like an AK right and save it.
Yeah. Oh, he did dink that guy too, I think. He brought him down to 1 HP. But JKS has the range.
How fun it would be to play this game if you had Mixwell's aim. Right?
I
or
know.
just like I'm just gonna aim battle 3 AKs. No big deal. The USP.
So another pause. I'm going to assume this is the second one from OpTic.
Damn, Nafly. 40 is not out of the question here.
Let's see it.
I am not jinxing it.
Well, you already did. So
no, I'm not.
You just said it.
Nope. I'm not jinxing it.
You've already
I'm, like,
jinxed
putting
it.
so much positive energy towards it that
You
it's
can't.
like.
You can't say it.
So when you jinx something, it's when you're saying, I wonder if he's going to get 40. Right?
Yeah, you
That's
just
like
said that.
No, I said it's not out of the question.
Yeah, but that's like saying it's going to happen, so. It's like.
It's a totally different.
It's like, oh, a 16-0 could happen. That's jinxing the 16-0 right there. That's like the same thing. There's no like getting out of it. As soon as you mention it, like in general, if you just say 40, then that's it. The ship has sailed. Well, we've got Renegades splitting their players up here now.
Well, if he loses a 1v1 in the final round and has 39 kills, then it's my fault.
What a shame. What'll that'll be?
Ali's gonna. This is a tough shot to hit, actually. When you're close to a wall like this, the T will see you first easily.
Oh, and they're gonna push potentially 2 back there too, so he needs to be ready to take this duel very quickly. They seem to suspect someone's gonna push checkers this time, or excuse me, not checkers, squeaky hallway this time though.
Maybe they heard it open.
Probably. Well, they come out, and it's only 1 player out. Alu does try to get out of there, however. Yeah. And fall back to the site, but that's not going to be too successful. So the op goes down in a non-recoverable position.
He saw his ankle. So now he knows that he's backside, that he's not default.
That's very limiting of him.
Smoke the cross and get that flash from A main.
We do see the rotates coming out, however, a little bit early this time from OpTic, so they are coming into the site slowly. But if Mixwell can get here in the next like 3 seconds or so, then Oh no, he's actually going to go out mid, which is not good because, yeah, they knew exactly where Magisk Boy was. So it's easy to take him down, and that clears the site. They don't know it yet, but it does clear the site. Is it?
I think OpTic's
no.
money is pretty poor.
No, they're going to attempt this, it looks like.
But look at their money.
Well, they missed the shot. However, the second one does connect, and now they're going to save, I believe.
Renegades, they're just grinders, man.
They really had to work for this lead, didn't they? It took them like a really long time to get it back. They started from 5-10 on the half. What was this, the first 5 rounds? They tied it there. We saw a little bit of stride from OpTic as they won the 2 rounds, but then Renegades have been showing up on this T side. They've had to work really hard for these rounds.
Yeah.
Because quite a few of them have been like very slow grinds. And obviously, NAF and JKS have been helping out to a huge degree to make sure that those wins happen. 14-12 with a pretty heavily damaged economy here. OpTic are not looking too great. Those 2 saves at least give them some extra gun power going into this round. But what else are they going to get behind this now? An ump on Alu. Decent utility for pretty much the whole team at least, but we do have the ump, 2 FAMASas, and 2 M4 spread around. No ops to be seen on the CT side.
Mid. Definitely a good decision when people have low money here, and oh, I think JKS has a feeling this might be happening, pushing T spawn. I don't know if he knows. I think he thinks it might be a possibility, but I mean, jeez.
Well,
there's no way he knows because this would be checked by now.
There we go. Drops the bomb carrier. Still more to be found.
And they might assume only one. Right?
Yeah,
that's
the worst part about it. Is you still have HS waiting in the other hallway too, and this A main player pushing too. Wow, Renegades need to move. They can't stay here. It's just gonna get worse and worse for them, in my opinion. Because if finally they're moving up for mid control.
They're threading the needle, Blue.
Wow, they really are.
What?
Jeez, they're going right through this pinch setup. It's perfect. So they avoid what would have otherwise been absolute disaster here. They're still going to have to fight a bit, it looks like, as they get through here. Magisk and his teammate, well, they did have a crossfire setup. But now it's just going to become a 1-on-1 setup. As Magisk trades out the kill from Nifty.
Look, they're boosting quad.
Oof. This is a tense situation to do it in. But it still might work for them. Let's see. Hey, it actually got a kill this time. It's going to work out as they take down Mixwell. 2 still remain from that CT side, and they're going to look to impact, and it's HS that does it all. The 1v3, all from him, as Mixwell helps out a little bit there. And that will give the round to OpTic. They're staying in the game for at least a little bit longer.
Jeez.
It is a win with only 1 player left alive, though, so they could just get wrecked right here.
They have decent money. It's not like the $3,200 on everyone else type of 1 player left. Bottom of the barrel reset. And this is economy cliff for Renegades, too.
Either team really here now, so let's find out. Can OpTic piece it back together? Remember, this is only first map, too. Well, Mixwell with some nice nade usage is going to be able to take down Ustillo from the beginning. Spamming into him a little bit there, I believe, is how that had to work. Now the rest of OpTic basically get ready for a B hit here. They even started to rotate off, but it's a good thing Magisk Boy was ready to take that fight. So he's going to be able to find 1. He sacrifices Freiburg, but he does get that second kill, and that's the bomb now down. Only 2 remaining here for the Renegades, as it looks like they made a bit of a crucial mistake, trying to fake towards B. The problem was the fake got stopped before it even really began.
Now Fly's still alive.
That's very true, and he picks it up with a double kill. Mixwell trades onto 1, so it leaves only NAF alive. He would have to 4K this in order to clutch it. So he fakes the plant first. Now the commitment. I'll go onto the ground, starting the timer in his favor. It's going to be tough, however, considering the retake positions that these 2 are going for, but he's going to be a little bit cheeky with this. As he goes, tries to hide in the boost-up spot. They won't immediately find anyone here. The smoke in A main, too. Tries to quickly swing out and see if he can catch the player going hunting. But if they both assume they're safe to defuse and that he's going to come from A main, that's the only negative right now, is if they assume he's an A main, they will be looking in this general direction. But now he's out ready to take the fight, but the spray is not where it needs to be. HS will defuse the bomb, and OpTic will take back control, 14-14.
Man, that was so close. So close. I almost say the Nafly had the advantages there. I'm surprised that Mixwell overlooked the possibility of him being there. It seemed like I couldn't really tell if Mixwell hard peeked that, as if he expected him to be there, but after smoking a main, it's kind of the next thing you check after playing quad. I don't know, man. 2 more rounds. Guaranteed 30-round banger right here, Blue. Let's get hype, baby.
Yup, and potentially OT as well with the way these rounds have been kind of going back and forth now. Both teams buying out from the looks of it, as we have a pause from the Renegades, trying to figure out how they can scavenge this back together to try and win in regulation. Both teams, like I said before, really kind of at the edge of their buy. OpTic does have one big advantage that Renegades will not have, and that'll be the op purchase. That goes over onto Alu. They're not able to afford that, so we won't see Nifty picking that up. Naf is 5 kills away from that 40 bomb, by the way.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alright, calm down.
He's boosted C.
Alu seems to have missed the memo. They're already over boost. Does he realize this? Or is he just waiting for more?
Could have gotten flash for one of the early mid flashes.
I think he's lost it now, and there we go. There's the lineup on Nifty. Almost was a double, too, if Nav was a little bit closer to him. So first kill goes by OpTic, and what's even better for OpTic is that they know that they're very heavy in mid, as he should have realized the second player was there. So they have a pretty good idea about how this is going right now. They just need to figure out if they're trying to go vents with it or up highway. And they'll probably find that out very soon as they have this squeaky player getting ready to burst out. And the highway player, obviously.
Man, I wish Steelix would have peeked off that flash, noting that it had gone deep past him. You know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's something he feels caged by the strat, right?
Freiberg does peek, so they know he's sitting behind the box here. Smoke will come out. He knows they got at least 2 sitting in the alleyway there. And there's one. He's going to go back to help out against the squeaky player since they lost Magisk, but that will leave him exposed to Ustillo, who sneaks up. And JKS also took down Alu in that fight too, so it goes to a 2v2. However, both of these CTs are very new and refreshed. They've not had much fighting to do so far in this round just yet. Mixwell kills one with a nade. And it's only Ustillo here sitting behind quad. OpTic are taking a lot of time to get in a position to retake. They both have kits, so they do have that extra 5 seconds. But they're going to need to start moving here. It's not going to have the quad player. It's not going to be the easiest job in the world, especially if he gets aggressive or tries to play around with a little bit. He goes for one, lines it up, and now one more to go against Mixwell, and he's going to do it! Ustillo clutches it for the Renegades in a 1v2 and puts them back in the lead, 15-14, going all the way to round 30. And OpTic, well, they don't have a whole lot of money to buy here.
And what is it, the 3rd round in a row when it's Mixwell and HS retaking the A-bomb site in a 2vx?
The problem is there just hasn't been a lot of B hits, so they're like the B team there, those two guys, so they just often by circumstance end up becoming the clutch players. It's been mainly just straightforward A hits for the Renegades after they take mid control. Since B was working for them in the early round, but they did start losing and trading out a few rounds later on there. We'll see how this one goes. They get aggressive this time. They push into A main. Make sure their presence is known here. We could see Magisk is going to be waiting, seeing if he can catch anyone early on. Won't be the case, though, as it is looking more likely that they might try to take B Hall's control here and just have Azur come into A as a late flank to cut off rotators.
Sounds like a good theory. I like it. This is a nutty angle. Definitely tilting. Like, legit, this is a double, triple kill against Rifles angle with an
Anytime being allowed to push up to Garage since they don't really have any mid pressure this time. So most of the actual pressure to perform here is probably going to be on HS and Mixwell.
Smoke. Oh.
So they're finally going to get their chance in the sun.
So these mollies and smokes coming through the skylight are going to have no effect because they're not even in the sight.
Mixwell waits here too.
Come
Let's
on,
see.
Renegades.
Rolling in.
Oh.
The spam doesn't end up going so well. 2 remaining for OpTic, now 1 as HS is caught pushing out into the open. A few players still burning. Freiburg with a quick 1-tap, but now he's been revealed. Now they know where he is. So, with an AK, or excuse me, a Galil in hand, he's going to have to look for the clutch, and he won't even come close. The Renegades will take control on map number 1 here, going all the way to round number 30 with a final score of 16-14. They take it, and now they are just 1 more map away from being able to take this entire qualification tournament and earn the North American slot at IEM.
Are you aware of what the second map is?
Not off the top of my head.
Well, we'll keep it a surprise then.
Say, oh, wait, hold on. We're going to get that info. Give us 1 moment, folks.
Anyway, in the meantime, so I think it's Overpass.
Yes. So we're
we
going
just
back to
got it.
Overpass.
So Overpass, that's definitely an OpTic pick.
Yeah.
Right? So OpTic probably banned Cobble because they know that Renegade's favorite map is Cobble. I think the favorite map of OpTic that they would have liked to have played that I think Renegade's banned was probably Train. So this is going to be an interesting one. Overpass is definitely a difficult map.
Now, with that said, guys, do be sure to stick with us. We're going to be coming back to you in just a few minutes as soon as the players are ready with map number 2 here of the grand final for the IEM Oakland North American Qualifiers.